Okay. All right. Okay, team.
Two.
Thank 2-1.
Totally deep you out.
Okay. It looks like I am gonna have to move some people around. Hi, chat. Thanks for hanging out and sticking around. We're back.
I'm back.
Thanks,
Um.
guys.
As I'm like trying to lick the inside of my Red Bull can, like, please, there's still another drop in there.
Let's see. Let's see. So we last session, I think, met up with the crone. There was some sass that was given back and forth between the crone and Calithra.
Yes.
The crone gave us the next leg of our mission, and also a magical scroll to help us along with it. And we are now tasked to go defeat the magical water elemental that is somehow disrupting the crone's ability to do her own magic. And I believe that's where we left off, correct?
That sounds about right. You guys had just taken a rest. And let's open the session finally. Hey, we're only a half hour late. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's open the session. You guys wake up from your long rest. And the crone is squatting in front of the fire pit in the center of the place, and there's a huge cauldron suspended over the flames. And whatever is in it smells pretty good. And she's just stirring it with a spoon.
I am completely immersed in studying the orb that I believe has the ability to control Underdark creatures. So I'm pretty much just in the room, keeping an eye on everything, but not really half paying attention.
I was continuing to keep Felton in a good mood and appeased in general.
He is sitting across from the crone near the fire, and she has already snapped at him once to not eat her fucking fire because she's trying to cook something.
I ask her what she's cooking. What are you cooking? What you making?
I figure you all will want to eat something before you left, you know.
That is really, really nice of you. That seems like something a friend would do.
She gives you a long look over her shoulder that goes back to stirring the pot.
I'm fine with that. I'm assuming that we're friends now, so I'm pretty happy. Ready to eat some breakfast when it's ready. Just let me know when it's ready. I'll be there.
Just kind of shakes her head. Elizabeth, what are you doing?
This is a really small place, right? We're all like in one room.
Yeah, you're all kind of crammed in there, and with the fire going, it's pretty warm.
All right. I am like kind of hanging out the window a little bit, just keeping an eye, making sure that nothing scary is approaching.
Well, there's still a raging storm outside. In fact, you guys can hear the wind howling outside of the hut. The crone seems unconcerned, but you have yet to see her look anxious about really anything.
Do you have an umbrella that we can use to get to the lagoon, crone?
I got no damn umbrella for you.
That's fair.
That's all she has to say.
Who has the scroll?
Huh?
Elizabeth has the scroll.
Okay. The one that she crafted.
Oh yeah, I have it.
I'll cast Druid Craft to see how long this storm will last. That's me casting.
You get like Druid Craft's like Magic 8-Ball version of uncertain, to be determined.
Right.
Indefinitely. When you go deal with it.
Well, guys, this problem's not gonna solve itself.
I've been
Yeah,
telling you
it's-
that all morning.
It's magical rain, so it's probably going to stay there until something makes it stop.
I have communed with my goddess. I am ready to go on this journey.
Let's
The
go.
crone pulls out some bowls and like ladles Essentially, it's gumbo. It's like there's like broth and chunks of stuff, meat, vegetables, mostly unidentifiable swamp stuff.
Yum. Swap.
I, I smell mine first. What does it smell like?
It smells appetizing. Like it doesn't smell like it's not literal boiled swamp,
Okay.
but yeah.
Thank you, Crone. Thank you for breakfast.
When she's not looking, I put my bowl in front of Alizarin and tell her she can have mine.
I eat it immediately.
Very tasty.
Decent amount of time has passed and Alizarin has eaten, and once I see that she hasn't fallen dead, then I eat as well. Rations are gross, and I don't know when the next time I'm gonna get a hot meal is, but I definitely don't say thank you.
Lorian just knows that he's probably gonna have to like perform soon and doesn't want to have like a bloated stomach.
Yeah, guys, I don't really know how magic works. Should we like read this thing first? I don't. What do we do with it?
If you cause an ice storm in my house, we're gonna have.
I mean, do we like throw it at it? Like what? What is it?
Fold it into a paper airplane.
She gives you like the most blank stare for an awkwardly long amount of time.
Child, give that to me.
What? Okay, here.
I extend my hand and I read it without reading it out loud. And do I think that I'll be able to go through the necessary incantations to make this work?
Make an Arcana check.
That means we need to roll 20.
You can make that work.
Do we like need ingredients or something, or does she just like
There
talk
seems
about
to be
stuff?
no material components to this. Don't worry. That is the purpose of a scroll. It's to easily read something out, or a spell to your desired effect.
Cool.
Be done with it.
We do. Fuck. She just like it gets her like little like brown bread and dips it in her soup and just eats enough of it that she can't talk without having bad table manners.
I just kind of look at her and remember that not too long a Myconid and like an evil drow lich
Mike, I
was
miss
at
him.
her door, so you can act all sassy. We saved your ass. So just like cockeyed, like staring at her, like you think you're so great. You're not.
Oh, I need to.
Once I'm done eating, I stand up and I head for the door and I wait for my companions to follow me.
So it looks like it's about 4 hours to get to the actual lagoon-ish. Does it look like the weather's gonna give us any like huge problems getting there, or is it just like normal rain?
If anything, it's worse. It seems like the eye of the storm has gotten closer.
Oh.
We were never able to set eyes on the actual elemental itself. We couldn't get a gauge on how strong it was. Like, it's not possible for just two of us to go out and cast this scroll and just leave everybody here ashore. Because how are we going to get you guys out there? I have my banana dagger of magical floating, but...
Are there any puddles outside?
Yes, plenty.
I suggest that Calither and I go outside and hold hands and see if we can walk on the puddle together.
Of course, the crone snorts into her bowl.
Wait, what?
I look at you... If you think that it is entirely necessary for us to get to the end meaning of our goal, then so be it. But know that if you try anything, I will remove each finger from your hand and force you to eat it. And I walk outside and stand next to a puddle and hold out my hand.
The crone looks at you, Lorian, and she's like, look, if y'all want to get married before I die, I can't make that a thing.
What is this concept of marriage that you keep speaking of?
I look at the Corona and give her like a wink and then go outside and like walk up to Calithra and like take her hand and not like lightly, like you know when you don't want to shake somebody's hand and you're like it's not about that. I like actually just like walk up to her, take her hand, not aggressively hard, but like, you know, solidly, and try to step up next to her and see if we can both stand on the puddle.
The foot closest to Calithra floats, but the other one, like, you got to be like real
Right.
close.
Right.
It seems
Okay.
as if there's like an area of buoyancy, but if you're like at arm's length, then you're gonna fall.
Okay, I call Alizarin to come outside for a second
What?
and tell Calithra to hop on her back and see if Alizarin can stand on the puddle.
Whatever.
I look at you. I just want to get this over with. All right. She motions to Dex?
Well, I mean, just like it's just like a piggyback ride kind of
trivial.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, Alizarin's not biting you. Like, if you wanted to leap on her against her will, then probably she would kick your ass. But
Calithra's just not the most nimble dark elf that I've ever seen. Do we need to go back to the horse quicksand fiasco?
No.
It's okay.
Well,
It's okay.
we
It's fine. I get on my knees in the puddle, so you can just climb on.
I try to imagine that I'm climbing on the backs of one of my servants like I would back home and maintain a normal activity about what I'm doing. Like, this is okay. I do this all the time.
So with Calithra on your back, you're able to stand on the puddle. And if Alorian stays super close, then he is also able. Basically, everybody, you're in like this group hug of necessity.
Okay.
It's like, Calithra, be our friend.
This is absolutely ridiculous, and this is not going to work in a combat situation whatsoever. I say, jumping off her as dexterously as I can. We need to formulate a better plan.
Do you have time to make a boat?
How close do we actually have to be to this thing? Is there like a range on that scroll?
I
Look.
review the scroll and I attempt to get an idea of how large the spell is going to be.
Let us see.
And this is something that just like stop him, not actually kill him, correct? Or is this?
Let's slow him down.
Yeah.
Let's see. 20-foot radius, 40-foot high, cylinder, centered on a point within range. Range being 300 feet.
We don't have to get that close, but we do need to be.
So 100 yards, so like a football field away. Okay.
Damn.
So it goes in one direction from the point you cast it?
It goes. It's a cylinder,
down.
vertical cylinder. Yeah.
Oh shit. So we have to be like over it or under it, right?
Well, you have to. You can cast it at a point 300 feet
Yeah.
away within sight.
Yeah, you just point like at one particular spot 300 feet away,
okay.
and then it's like a cylinder
and
at
then,
that point.
Pillar of ice storm,
Cool.
40 feet in diameter.
I asked Zisa what aquatic animals she can turn into.
Well, I can be a few different aquatic animals, such as an octopus. I think I can also become some kind of seahorse. I will check. But I can only be those things for like 2 hours.
Right.
I can be a crab.
Because the eye of the storm right now
I'm a
is the eye of it is like right off the edge of the lagoon.
Yes.
Like it's moved
Okay.
it's moved closer to us, so we don't have to travel far into the lagoon. We just have
I'm
to.
not sure if I can be a mermaid. I mean,
If when we get to the edge of the lagoon, if it looks like the elemental is further than 300 feet out, then we're gonna need to be able to get closer to it. Calithra can, I guess, but we still have to be able to defeat it. This isn't gonna defeat it. It's just gonna slow it down.
We could lure it closer to the shore somehow.
That's true.
How would one lure a water Pokemon?
Well, Rob, I'm glad you asked.
I know little of the elementals as for arcane and mages.
Do I know? Can I roll to know this, or?
Yes, that would be a nature check for you. As a druid, you would know a bit of elemental business.
Checking on this nature. Traditionally, nature rolls for me have been pretty. Oh.
Water elementals, it's hard to say because they're not normally on the material plane to begin with.
Mhm.
You think that if it's here and it seems to be moving in a direction, there's probably something in that direction that it specifically wants.
So it's coming towards us. So
Probably
it's
coming towards the kid.
Yeah, and that would be terrible. That would be the worst thing.
So should we just go to the edge of the lagoon and wait for it to get close enough?
I think that would be the best idea. I mean, we don't have a lot of time.
We should get there as soon as we can so we can try to find cover, like a place to like ambush it from or something. Sooner rather than later would be best to get there, in my opinion.
I had thought we were walking to the destination and discussing our plan because we knew that we had to get to the water anyways. Like, regardless, we're going to have to be at the edge of the lagoon. So, are we not walking and talking, or are we still speaking?
I don't think we were, but we can be now.
Fine.
I go inside and no, a lizard's already out. I go in. Okay, so we were already all outside anyway. So yeah, let's just start heading that way. I think.
Okay.
I go inside as they start walking off. I go inside and tell Felton we'll be right back. We're gonna go make sure the water doesn't get any closer.
You can see the struggle on his face because he does not want to be left alone with the crone because she's very mean and doesn't treat him like a person because she doesn't think he is one. But also he doesn't want to go on the rain, and that is more important. So he says, okay.
There's someone that Felton likes less than Calyptra? What?
I mean, you treat everybody like that. The Cronus specifically. Like, okay, you little claptrap contraption, get in the corner. Don't bother me.
Children are better seen and not heard.
I make sure that before I leave that he still has the torch that Zisa gave him, and then I light it before I go and tell him that you can't eat the crone's fire, obviously, but if you put that torch in her fire, it'll light yours, and you can eat that.
The crone kind of gives you a look. She's like, you've been feeding it?
Well, it keeps him calm. So pro tip for you. Since you're the babysitter now.
I'll deal with it later. Hopefully, it's fine.
He needs to eat his fire every half hour.
Do you have any children?
Who does she ask that to?
I guess a Lorian or a Lizard if she's there.
He thinks to himself, maybe.
See, that's why you act like that. You just left me with this little kid and gave him basically sugar. And looking at me like I need to keep him calm. Yeah, okay.
Good luck! And he leaves.
Bye!
Goddamn PCs. Alright.
And then I jog to catch up with them.
So, you guys are traveling. You don't need to roll on the table because I know exactly what happened. The storm is like you're walking, you're struggling against the wind to make progress. That's how bad the storm is. And you can hear the howling of the wind is loud, but you can hear like this whistling noise over the top of it. It's getting louder as you approach the edge of the lagoon. And once you get
I'm keeping Whitney on my arm, like covered with my cloak.
Okay. Yeah, she's like her talons are like digging into your arm because the wind is fierce. But that's your boo, and she's like, okay, if we're gonna do this, I guess I gotta go.
I make sure that I'm still able to every now and then go a few sentences of vocal spells without actually completing them, just going through like some practice to see if that the weather is going to be something that I need to be conscious about when I'm casting my spells. If I have to change anything or how I'm standing, am I still able to do everything I need to do as a spellcaster?
Yeah, you're still able to move. You can speak. Like you guys are shouting at each other to be heard as you're having this conversation about what to do when you get there. but you can still hear each other. You just have to. It's like, I mean, maybe in real life you wouldn't be able to hear each other, but it's like Jodie Foster and Twister. You just, for plot purposes.
Helen Hunt. Helen
That was
Hunt.
Helen Hunt. I know. I'm like,
Helen
wait.
Hunt.
Helen Hunt. Sorry.
I know my Helen Hunt.
My bad. The internet.
Actually, I just
Maybe.
Twister was one of the like 5 VHSs that I watched on repeat as a child.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So good. Yeah.
Okay, we know.
But yeah, like whatever disaster movie, you're mysteriously able to hear each other.
Mhm.
This is highly unfortunate.
So do we
Yes,
approach?
It is.
Do we approach the edge of the lagoon without any issues?
Yeah, there's no. Yeah.
Okay.
You get to the edge of the lagoon. Once you actually get close to the shore, there's actually I do need everybody to make a dex check
Oh, Calithra, it's your time to shine.
because you're very close to the eye of the storm. But that's
Oh, baby girl is so dexterous.
Oh, thank God.
seriously, Elorian is the least dexterous in this setting. Everybody else,
Because I'm trying to protect Whitney at the same time.
you're like trying to protect Whitney, and like you're not like using your arms to balance
Yeah.
100%. So everybody else is able to push through this like wind wall of like the highest force winds closest to the eye of the storm, and you are just ripped off your feet.
Okay.
What do the rest of you all want to do? Because Elorian's gonna blow away.
Can I grab him? Is he within arm's reach?
You guys can make dex checks to try and catch him.
If I'm behind him, I'm just gonna step into the path of his body so that my giant body he just runs into it to stop it like a worm.
Okay, then make a Constitution check.
Okay.
Are we walking single file, or are we just kind of like haphazardly staggering our way through?
I would imagine that we would put you and Alizarin first, and then like us in the middle, like because she can break the wind for it. Like it'd be weird if we were all like in a line spread out, because then we're all dealing with the same wind resistance.
Yeah.
Whereas if we were,
Be in front then, because she's the largest.
yeah, but she's not the strongest though. Like
I'm always at the back.
she's just big. She's not necessarily like.
She's just big.
I'm just lumbering along behind you guys.
She's big, but clumsy.
I'm also at the back because I'm worried about Felton, so I'm kind of like checking, see if I can see him as we walk away.
Calithra is holding onto my tail, and then Elorian is like pressed up against Cisa.
Yeah, like
I can
Elorian
move
just
forward.
like splats against your chest.
I got you.
I look up at her. I'm like, thank you.
Maybe that's why your dex check just barely makes it, because you're like, oh, like whatever, I'm big, I can walk through this, and then Elorian just splats and you stagger back. But you just like, he just is pinned to you, and you walk through this wind wall, and then he abruptly like falls on his face.
I
Other side of it.
been entertaining some ideas of perhaps running off with the scroll and attempting to combat this creature on my own, but with winds this strong, there's absolutely no way that's going to happen.
Well, once you get into the eye of the storm, it is calm, eerily calm.
Can you see the elemental? Yeah.
Yes, you can see it ahead of you. It's got kind of an amorphous body, but there are like two like appendages, and it's turning slowly in a circle with its arms extended, and something in it or about it is making this high-pitched whistling noise that you heard over the storm.
Is it attempting to create a portal to summon more of itself? I know that some creatures in the Underdark of the like different planes can do that. I actually really don't know a lot about water elementals. Can I roll an Arcana? to see if I can figure out what it's doing?
Sure.
While she's doing that, how far from the coast is she?
Nope.
Or is
I'm
it? Sorry.
As I can.
The elemental is about 100 feet off the coast, and
Oh,
it's
shit, okay.
coming closer. It's
Yeah, that's
approaching.
not far at all. Okay.
Okay, so we should prepare to do this immediately. I should cast the spell, and then we should each make our way towards the creature and attempt to take it down as quickly as possible.
I let Whitney go so she can start flying now that it's calm. I look for somewhere where I can attempt to stealth, like hide and stealth first.
Everything has been flattened by the wind.
Yeah.
I prepare the scroll and look at everybody to make sure that they're ready and see if they have anything they want to say. And if they don't, I begin my attempt to read the scroll and put something after
Shouldn't we wait till it gets closer?
No, because it's a 300 feet spell.
I know, but we can't hit it from here. It's still 100 feet away.
It wouldn't take us that long to charge out to it. It'd take us a turn.
It's in water.
We can immobilize it before we get to it.
Are we gonna just all hop on Elizabeth's back to go hit it?
Is this not an ice spell? Would we not turn the bog into something that we could stand on with the spell? With the ice spell?
That's a risky thing to hope for.
Fine.
We could skate across the lake or the lagoon.
I can only go 50 feet though. So
Turns.
In one
How
turn.
long does it look like it's going to take to get closer to us? Is it moving slowly? You said it was stationary and had its arms out, was like doing some thing.
It is moving kind of slow. Like maybe it would probably take it another half hour to get to the actual shoreline.
Every moment that we stay here waiting to engage this creature, your friend is left in the hut alone with what is literally capable of destroying the universe. We can either go out to it or we can wait here for it to
well, let's do the surfy thing. Come on.
I can shoot it from the beach. I don't have to get out there. I have 600 on range for my bow and arrows, but like I don't know how y'all are gonna hit it.
I'm going to hopefully, well, I'm just going to run out and attack it because I can stand on,
That's true.
and she can swim and attack.
Could Zisa like hit it with her octopus arms?
Octopus are really scary, strong, and
I know. I'm trying to
Sounds
like.
like
Okay.
How big is this thing? Is it bigger than Zisa would be if she were a big squid?
Giant octopus.
How big is a giant octopus?
I don't know.
Giant octopus
So-
is
Let me see
large.
what.
It's large and we're medium, so yeah, it's pretty
a
big.
large beast.
It's pretty big. Let me double check.
So worst case scenario, if the water doesn't turn to ice, Calithra can just piggyback on a lizard and they can run out to attack it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stay
the
on
water
the-
elemental is also large. So it would be like some like giant Power Rangers monsters fighting each other. The water elemental and
Got it.
giant octopus.
I'm okay with that.
going at
Godzilla versus.
The
Yeah,
Kraken.
Octopus.
this is stomping the city.
Okay.
That's like extra large, but they're pretty big.
Well, while they're figuring all that out, I start to get my bow and arrow ready and judge the wind resistance and all that kind of stuff.
is it screaming? Is that what the whistle is? Is that the water elementals? It's in pain. I don't know anything about bog water. I can't see if it's infected. Can we poison it? Does anybody have poison?
Let's just
Mm,
kill it.
We obviously can't. I mean, can we help it? Last time we came out here, it did not want to be friends with me or anything. Like,
Well, that's
there's
because it's
nothing-
not it got taken from its home, though. You know.
Can we
Well,
set it
that's
free
sad.
instead of killing it? Can we just like?
We're not killing the creature. Once you banish a creature from an elemental plane, it simply returns to its plane of existence. We're sending it home.
We're just banishing it.
It wants to go home. We're helping it go home. We're not hurting it. We're helping it.
Great. Let's help it.
Let's help it with force. I begin casting the spell, I guess. That seems dramatic enough to end
I
it.
guess I'm just
Alright.
gonna wait for the lagoon to freeze.
I'm
So
hoping
here's-
this will freeze the ice enough. And I'm just gonna go and deal with it. 'cause
Here
time
is
up.
what happens. So Calithra steps forward and she unravels the scroll.
I want you to know that my wind, the hair, like
Mm-hmm.
hair flowing dramatically and standing and reading with precise
like-
incantation as I was taught in the School of Law.
Sheila uses her diaphragm, y'all.
Alorian
She knows how to get this done.
Alorian notices this and takes a mental picture of what the scene looks like.
Scrolling.
And she reads these words. And in the calm of the eye of the storm, a new cloud forms, and thunder cracks, and an ice storm swoops down into this water elemental, which stops spinning, and the whistling noise escalates in volume and pitch, like ear-shattering, loud noise, and it suddenly contracts into a very small, like a very small shape, and you hear this loud, like the storm abruptly stops around you.
Excellent.
There's like a moment of silence,
It's gonna explode.
and then this small thing, it does actually explode with energy, and you're all transported elsewhere.
No! No!
What?
And we'll find out what's on the other side of this crazy portal.
Rip.
Oh, Rip Dreams, the kid.
So that's a thing. Okay, chat. That happened.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're gonna go to our first break while we travel through time and space, and not just gonna just sit and relish
why I
in.
like teleportation dance.
Okay, chat. We'll be right back. We're gonna go. I would say get food and rations, but that's not what's gonna happen because we're just spinning through a black hole or something. And we'll be right back whenever Naja decides that we get spit out on the other side.
I'm
So
so
we'll-
not happy about this.
We'll see you soon.